what we can do now, because we've got this document library, we can go into the template itself. And actually, I'm going to see, do I have one here? Understanding the importance of the HUD one for your home purchase. So I'm going to double click on this one. So here's an example of a template that you might send out to your home buyers as soon as they buy, where it includes some information about the HUD one here, but you want to also include some attachments. So down here at the bottom, you can click on the little paper clip. If there's no attachments, it'll be a vertical up and down paper clip that's just gray. If you have attachments assigned to it, it'll be sideways and blue. So you move your mouse over the top of it, it'll have a little pop-up and tell you what is attached as part of a tooltip. Whenever you click on that, there are two options for files that you can include in a template. And this is extremely powerful. This is something that I've wanted to have from day one. I couldn't do it until we completed some other things. So there are two types of documents that you can attach as attachments. The document library that we just talked about. So you can come in here and say, I want to add a document. You click on add a document, and it'll show you a list of everything that's in your document library and the one that you've got selected. You can come in here and deselect it if you don't want it. If you select it, it puts it down there and removes it from the list. If there are other documents that you want to include, you can just select them, and then it'll add it as little tags down here at the bottom. These are the titles of those documents, so that whenever you send this, it'll go out to your document library. It'll grab the appropriate document, automatically attach it so that it gets sent out. If there's a new document that you need to add, you can click on the little upload a new document, select it from, it'll pop up your list. You can select from the list. And then whenever it comes in, it will give you the option to rename it and tag it and stuff whenever you select a file. But once it's in here, then you can just pick it. Actually, I think it automatically picks it whenever you upload it. So you may have to unpick it if you didn't really want it at that point to be attached to the template. But it does add it to your document library in either place. Now, if you want to see the document before you want to take a look at it, click on the little download, and that way you can actually see it before you send it or include it as part of the template. But it's there for you to be able to use. So that is the document library files. One thing that you can do is, instead of getting or assigning it by the document title, adding a document, you can say, well, I want to select any of my document libraries that have a certain tag. So you may have a packet of different things where there's several files that you want to attach. Maybe your closing documents. Maybe you've got 4 or 5 different documents that deal with closing, explaining your, different charts or graphs or things that you want to do marketing on, whatever it is. But you've got several documents, and instead of listing them individually, maybe you just go out there and say, well, I want to include any of them that are part of my first-time homebuyer packet or my expired listings packet. Then whenever you're uploading those documents into your document library, you tag them as part of expired listings packet. They would just automatically get imported into this email that goes out. So maintenance on that becomes like 0. You're just tagging it, so the next time you send it out, it's going to include that particular document. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can choose either way or both. So if I want to come in here and say, well, I want this one, but I also want anything that's part of my buyer packet to also be included. So you can do combinations of things as well. So if I sent this document, it would send my HUD1, and it would send any of my other documents that are tagged as buyer's packet. But those are generic document library type documents. Now,
in all these, right, it's in the cloud, right? So if you
yeah,
if we delete it from our computer or crash the computer, everything is there.
Correct.
Perfect.
So the other type of attachment that you can have is from the Files tab of the record. In this case, the template that I'm creating here, it's a contact template. It goes to contacts. Therefore, I can include contact files. So if I go to contact files, I can then say, okay, I want to add any documents. Whenever I send this to Joe Smith, I want you to look into his Files tab, and I want you to grab any files that are tagged with HUD1 or whatever tag you choose. So maybe it's my buyer's packet that I had sent him or had created special for him, certain files that are directed just for him. And I've tagged those as buyer's packet or expired packet or whatever. So you can use a combination of your document library files, which are standard files. You can also use those files that are specific to an individual that has a certain tag. Now, whenever you're setting up a template, you don't have the ability to say, I want to load a certain document by name, like you do in the document library, because whenever you're uploading into files, file names can all be different, but you can tag them all the same. So I'm hoping that makes sense, and I'll show how this actually ties together here in a second. But by doing this, whenever I click on save, then it will update my list of what's going to be sent based off of whatever I've chosen there. Okay, you save this template, and then the next time you try to use this template, it's going to use whatever's in there. If I come in here to a contact record,
okay,
and again, this is just a fictitious name here, and I go to the Files tab here, I can upload different types of documents. So let's say I come in here and I click on add files. So I'm going to choose this one. So then it uploads that document. Let's say this, it's got my name on there right now, but let's say it had Abigail Adams. So HUD1 Abigail Adams. Okay. And it was specific to her. Now I can come over here and I could edit the tags. And actually, I could go ahead and just rename this one right now for Abigail Adams as a new name. But the important part here is that I want to make this as part of that HUD1. I want to tag it as HUD1. So no matter what the name is, I know that it's part of my HUD1 things that I want to send out whenever I'm sending that template that's tagged with HUD1. So that's going to be there. So I can click on the save button, and then it will go through, and in this case, it's renaming the file Abigail Adams, and then it's also giving it a tag. So now whenever I come in here for Abigail, and let's just say I'm going to send Abigail an email, and I'm going to load up my HUD1 template, understanding the importance of the HUD1. It has that template in there. I come down here and I can see that it's going to get any file that is tagged HUD1, which is the HUD1 Abigail PDF that I just uploaded. And it's going to get any in my document library that's the HUD1 explained, which is technically the HUD1 explained.pdf. So it's automatically attached those two documents to this email that I'm about ready to send out. So I don't have to keep track anymore of what documents I need to upload and maybe miss something. I just have to make sure that whenever I'm uploading it, I give it the right tag whenever I'm uploading it. If I want to include other documents at this point in time, I can say add from the library. I want to add other documents from the library. Maybe I want to include, a loan application or whatever. It'll add that. Or maybe if there's other documents in my contacts files that's in there that I want to include as well, separate from, it'll show you what files are in that contacts record also. So you're not having to filter through all the different files for all the different people. You're just getting the ones for that particular person. So once you've selected the files, you click on save, and then you click on send now. Now it's going to send this email with the associated templates, with the associated attachments that need to go out. And whenever you move your mouse over the top of it, it will show you exactly what's going to go out. How cool is that?